Do you want to study for school to achieve better grades, lock in at work to perform better, or even start a side hustle to achieve something, but you struggle to stay focused for long periods of time? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. This is really common. You just need to work with intention by focusing on deep work, limiting distractions, and setting goals. This video will do that by teaching you what deep work is, how to deep work, how to effectively limit distractions, and how to set goals to achieve everything you want.
Fuck a pigeonhole.
And this video is all me, no bullshit, no AI, so let's get it, you little beast.
I'm a night out, it's a different mode.
I've always struggled with focus. For the longest time, I've tried and failed to achieve what I've wanted. I couldn't study at school. I couldn't bring myself to do anything at work. And I've tried to build every single side hustle you can imagine, unsuccessfully of course. This was until I was introduced to a concept called deep work through a book of the same name, written by Cal Newport. In this book, Newport describes deep work as professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. So how do you enter a state of deep work? First things first, you need to create an environment where you can work. You need to limit distractions. You can do this by finding a distraction-free space where you won't be bothered by other people. So a spare room in your house, for example, or maybe the library. Say you can't do this. For example, people are using the room that you want to use. You need to block them out using headphones, preferably noise cancelling ones. Next, you need to put your phone somewhere else. It doesn't matter where it is, anywhere, as long as it's out of sight. If you're in your house, that's perfect. You can put it in another room so you won't be tempted to use it. But if you're somewhere where you can't really do this, it's not an option. Say for example, you're in the library, then put it right at the bottom of your bag. As long as it's out of sight, it's out of mind. If you really need your phone for whatever you're doing, say you're studying for school and you've got a flashcards app on your phone, then you need to enter do not disturb mode on your phone. And you need to be strict with this, because if you don't take deep work sessions seriously, then your brain will just see this as another block of time where you can just slack off. Do not let this happen. You need to be strict with this. If you do get distracted for whatever reason during the session, then that is fine. Just don't let it bother you. Don't let it ruin the session. Just bring yourself back to the moment and focus again on whatever you were doing. Distractions aren't a huge deal as long as you don't let them derail the deep work session and you can bring yourself back to the work that you were doing before. Don't think, oh, I've been distracted. It doesn't matter. I'll just mess around for the rest of this deep work block and then start again in 5 minutes. Don't do that. Either bring yourself back to where you were before and continue to focus on your work, letting the distraction pass, or restart that deep work block and take this seriously. Because if you let a distraction win every time and you waste the rest of that deep work block, then you're never going to focus on your work and you're never going to take this deep work seriously. You need to take this stuff seriously and be strict on yourself. You know deep down what a real distraction is. Say for example, something external happens like a noise, or what is essentially you just giving up because you can't be asked to do any work, which I know myself far too well because I've been there. Do not let those thoughts win. So now you've created a lovely working environment for yourself where you can do some work. You need to set some goals for this session. What do you want to achieve during this deep work block? What would it take for you to look back after this 2 hours of work and be proud of yourself for what you've done? But be realistic with this. Heavy emphasis on the word realistic. Just because you've locked in and entered a flow state during your deep work session doesn't make you Superman. You won't write fiction that completely rivals the complete works of Shakespeare in 2 hours. So be realistic with the goals you want to set and what you want to achieve. Because if you aren't realistic, then you just be disheartened. Realistic goals could be, if you're studying for an exam, for example, make flashcards for a whole module and start to learn them. Or if you're working on a side hustle, say a YouTube channel, hey, wink wink, then script a video. If you're at work, you can go through your to-do list and tackle the hardest tasks first, getting them out of the way. You also need to decide how long your deep work session is going to last. When it comes to deep work, you need a first thing approach. You need to do your deep work sessions as early as you can in the day, whilst your energy levels are at a high. You also, within these sessions, need to do the hardest tasks first. Don't do a load of admin for the first hour, because then when the second hour comes and the hard work starts, your energy levels have been depleted on the admin tasks and you won't have as much energy to face and tackle the harder tasks that you've set. So do the harder tasks first and do the admin either later in the deep work session or later in the day when you've got when you've got less energy. So now it's 9 AM and you know you're going to work for 2 hours. You've created a lovely little space for yourself and you've limited distractions. You've set a goal for yourself and you're ready to start working. So now what? Well, now it's time to do the bit that nobody really likes. Now you have to do the actual work. And the first thing we're going to talk about is timing. There are multiple techniques for timing your deep work sessions. with my favourite being probably the most popular, the Pomodoro technique. This is a method that splits each working block up into 25 minutes, giving you a 5-minute block at the end. So if you do 4 of these blocks fully, then it'll be 2 hours of work done. This is my favourite because there's something psychological about the fact that you're only working for 25 minutes before having a break that makes you really lock in those 25 minutes. Following on from this, you need to actually take breaks when that 5-minute timer goes off, but don't go on your phone. Do not risk distraction by going on your phone. Take your headphones off and have a breather, or go downstairs and make a cup of coffee ready for your next deep work block session. Do not engage in anything that could put your next deep work block in jeopardy. Don't go on your phone and start scrolling on TikTok, or go and have just one match on COD, because I know for a fact a match on Call of Duty takes about 15 minutes, not 5. I know from experience. Again, you need to be disciplined or your brain won't take deep work seriously. I would also advise not to listen to your favourite music or anything with words whilst you're studying. And this also goes for instrumentals of your favourite songs. And this is because your brain will start to fill in those blanks if it's an instrumental, or start listening to the words and focusing on the words and singing along with the words in your head because you know the words to your favourite songs, rather than focusing on the work you're doing. Go to YouTube and type in "study with me." These are essentially a type of video where somebody records themselves working and you essentially work alongside them. I really like these videos because it's sort of like having an accountability partner. If they're working, then you'll be working too. I've had times in the past where I've had one of these videos on and I've just sat on my phone and wasted the deep work session, and then I felt a bit guilty at the end when that timer goes off because they've been working and I haven't, and they've used that time effectively and I haven't. So this is why these videos are great. And typically these videos also have their own Pomodoro timer within them, so you don't even need to set your own timer, you just follow along with the video. I always use the same one, and it's this one. This is by the goat of productivity YouTube, Ali Abdal. I like this one because, as I said before, he uses the Pomodoro timers within the video. And I also like the ambient sounds and music that he plays throughout the video. But you can study along with any of these videos that you want. It's all about personal preference and finding something that works for you. Maybe your favourite YouTuber's uploaded one. Follow along with that one and give that one a try. If you don't like these videos or the music that they're playing, for example, then you can play anything you want over the top. Any sort of music. I like classical music or jazz music or lo-fi music. Just anything really. As long as you can hear the timer in the video when it goes off, or the timer that you've set yourself. If you do want to play your own type of music over the top, there's a type of music that I think is an absolute productivity hack. And it's not actually a type of music at all. It's colour noise. More specifically, it's pink colour noise. Although brown colour noise and white colour noise are also great for working alongside. Colour noise is a continuous type of noise. So the most popular example is white noise, which is like static on the TV. And you might be sat there thinking, why the fuck would I listen to white noise whilst I'm doing my work? Well, these types of colour noises can actually be really good and beneficial for productivity. The colour of a noise describes its power spectrum, which is its strength and its frequency. Each colour has its own benefits, and according to medical writer Po Chang-Siu, pink noise can help improve productivity, focus, attention span and memory. And there you go. You now know that in order to be more productive, you need to focus on deep work, limiting distractions and setting goals for these deep work sessions so that you can realistically hit any goal that you want to achieve within the space of time that you're working for. And thanks for watching. I love you so much, brother. I'll see you later. Peace.